The 2000s, the 00's, whatever you want to call them. Was that a good decade for guitar playing? We're about to find out today, right here on GearGasms. Hi everybody, welcome to GearGasms. I'm your host, Alan Barnes. Today, we're going to do the top 10 underrated guitar players of the 00's. Now, the 90s were a tough decade for the guitar, and you could argue that the 2000s, the 00's, were as bad, if not worse. But I have procured and curated a list of 10 underrated guitar players from the decade. This is going to be one of my most varied lists to date. So without further delay, we're going to get right to it. Before I forget, it's t-shirt shout out time. My Chemical Romance, one of the most underrated bands of the decade. The Black Parade is probably the best rock album to come out during that 10-year period. And coincidentally, number 10 on our list, if you know these lists at all, you know that I like to sneak two in here in the first spot. Today ain't no different. Frankie Iero and Ray Toro. Oh my goodness, what a great, great guitar tandem. Frank comes from the world of sort of the Misfits, the hard right hand, sort of the punk core thing. On the other side of the stage, we've got Ray Toro, who also has that background, but throws in a little bit of Iron Maiden, a big dollop of glam rock from the early 70s, including the Sweet, Mott the Hoople, T-Rex, Queen. The alchemy of those two guitar players together, combined with the great songwriting of the band, produces some of my favorite guitar work of the decade. But don't just judge by what I'm saying. Have a listen for yourself. Number 9, possibly the weirdest, most disturbing group of Armenians to come out of the LA area since the Kardashians, System of a Down. Darren Malakian, holy moly. System of a Down is just this bizarre amalgamation of thrash and sort of prog and really freaking weird. Darren is an all-around utility player, does whatever the song needs. He'll flail around on the stage, playing on his back, playing on his side. He'll smack that guitar with a plastic water bottle during a solo if he needs to. But just a really, really top-notch and underrated player. He's number 9 on our list. Number 8, Nels Cline. You haven't heard of that dude before? He's a guitar player for Wilco. Wilco is this alt-country band headed by Jeff Tweedy, but Nels brings so much to the table. He'll do whatever it takes to make the song work. He's a songwriter's dream. He'll go from playing lap steel to doing things with loopers and all kinds of esoteric space-type sounds, and then play just the most simple, elegant, beautiful solos on that Jazzmaster. Blows me away with almost every new song from Wilco that I hear. He's number 8 on our list. I'll be around. You are. Number 7, Paul Wagner from Between the Buried and Me. Now, Between the Buried and Me is sort of this crazy prog metal band from the South, no less. It just blows my mind, the depth and the complexity. It sounds like maybe Kansas and Dream Theater and Metallica had a baby. It can be like this primal growl, screamcore metal one moment, and then the next moment they're playing some stuff that sounds like King Crimson. The man has some serious chops, and Paul Wagner is so underrated, and that's why he's number 7 on our list. Number 6 on our top 10 underrated players of the 00's, Matt Followill, Kings of Leon. Now the Kings of Leon, 3 brothers and a cousin from down there in Tennessee. Matthew, of course, is just a cousin. He's not one of the brothers. But Matthew, again, he's one of those people that plays for the song. He reminds me of, at moments, he sounds like Edge, and you could certainly hear some Peter Buck of REM in there. Always super tasteful. Not a really choppy, flashy player, but again, just a wide range of musicality that he brings. Super understated, and he is number 6 on our list. Number 5 on our list, are we having fun yet, people? It's Derek Trucks. He needs no introduction. He is the son of Allman Brothers Band drummer Butch Trucks. Started playing guitar at a really young age. He is an incredible slide player, and most of the time I don't even like slide playing, but that boy is a genius. Just an amazing guitar player with amazing touch. One of the few rock and rollers to actually put his old lady in his band and still retain credibility. And if you get a chance to see this very soft-spoken boy with a blonde ponytail, I highly suggest you do so. He's number 5 on our list. I know what you're saying. This list isn't heavy enough for you. I'm going to fix that right now here with number 4. Mastodon, Brent Hinds. Is that heavy enough for you? Goodness gracious. The dude is just a beast. Brent Hinds is quite a character. He's a lot of fun. He generally plays like that Silverburst Flying V. He'll grow his afro out to where he looks like Bob Ross on acid. He'll do whatever the song takes. An amazing player. Mastodon, one of my favorite bands. He's number 4 on our list. Number 3, Chris Shiflett, Foo Fighters. I know what you're saying. I can hear you out there. Foo Fighters were a 90s band, man. Yes, but Chris didn't join until 2001. Now, it is really, really hard to distinguish yourself as a guitar player in a band that has 3 guitar players. But over here, Chris Shiflett, on the right, does a lot of the pretty stuff, the stuff that's up high, the kind of the frosting on the cake, and a genuine lift to an already great band. Chris Shiflett, number 3 on our list. Coming down the home stretch, number 2. I know you'd be disappointed if I didn't do that. Brian Patrick Carroll. You don't know who that is? Maybe you know him better as Buckethead. Of course, the Michael Myers mask with a big KFC chicken bucket on his head. But whoa, that man can play the guitar. The weirdest part of his resume is for a couple of years, he was actually in Guns N' Roses and played a lot of the guitar tracks on Chinese Democracy. Of course, he is one of the masters of the kill switch. I can't tell you just how much I love Buckethead's guitar playing, and that's why he's number 2 on our list. And finally, number 1, speaking of the kill switch and electronica, Matt Bellamy of Muse. Now, I'm a late bloomer to Muse, but as of late, I've gotten more and more into Muse, and goodness gracious, Matt Bellamy, he will do whatever it takes on the guitar to get the song across. He's an amazing singer. So if there's one thing that you take from this video, I would love, love, love for you to go out, dig your ears in just as deeply as you can to their catalog, get yourself heavily, heavily into the musician and the musicality of Muse. What y'all think about that list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you mad? Are you butthurt? Are you thrilled to pieces? Are there some guitar players in here that maybe you've never heard of that you're going to check out? That's exactly what I want you to do. Also, it's time to sort of reconsider that decade 10 years after the fact, from thinking it was just a barren wasteland of guitarless manufactured pop, to understanding that the guitar actually did thrive in that period, but in really, really different and interesting ways. If you like what you see here, hit the like and subscribe button. Leave some comments below. I know you're going to want to argue with me. You're going to argue with each other. Try not to be too mean to each other. As always, I thank you for your time. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, don't tell your preacher about it, but make sure you come back here week after week for more GearGasms.